As a kid, I played a lot of video games. No surprise there. Most of the games I played though were console games, since I didn't have a computer of my own and my dad's computer was made before I was born and couldn't play a whole lot. This computer was also what I made a lot of my first videos on, and that probably explains why they suck so bad. Anyway, since this was my dad's computer, he understandably didn't want me and my sisters downloading games off the internet. So this limited our options down to physical games, which for some reason I had a really hard time coming by. But the few games me and my sisters had, we loved, and our favorites by far were the Freddi Fish games. And today on Outleaf Gaming, we're looking back at the first game in the series, Freddi Fish and a Kelp Seed Mystery. The game starts out with Freddi Fish getting some flowers from a seagull named Sam, which he plans to give to her grandma Grouper. But when she goes, she finds out that her treasure has been stolen. Now, what's in this treasure, you may ask? Well, every single kelp seed in the world, and apparently there's no other fruit in this town, so if they don't get it back, everyone's gonna starve to death. Sheesh, that's morbid, and I'm not making it up either, just listen to the game.
Until we find my treasure chest, we have no food.
If we don't find them soon, all the fish are going to die. But we're looking for Grandma Grouper's kelp treasure. If we don't find it soon, all the fish are gonna die.
So yeah, it probably wasn't the smartest idea to put an entire civilization's food supply into a small chest guarded by only one sweet old granny. But hey, what can you do? Anyway, it's up to Freddi Fish to get back the kelp treasure and save the town. After you leave Grandma Grouper's house, you run into Freddi's best friend Looper, who's trying to swim a loop-de-loop and accidentally discovers a bottle with a note that gives a clue to where the treasure is.
It says to find Grandma Grouper's treasure chest, go to the volcano.
So we have to go there, but we won't go there just yet because we need some items from other parts of the game to get through. Freddi Fish and the Kelp Seed Mystery is a point-and-click adventure game. You click on something, something happens. The goal is to collect items, talk to people, and explore new areas, but the game designers decided to add a lot more things to click on. There are a ton of stuff that serves no purpose, and when you click on it, something weird happens and then the game goes back to normal. But I gotta say, a lot of these details are extremely creepy. Like, why does everything have teeth? Why do things come to life on their own? I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty disturbing. Anyway, we're going to explore the path on the right first. Then we'll take another right where we come across a morbidly obese woman who gets stuck while trying to save her son. Anyway, we need to find a board to pry the rock off his fin, and while we're in the cave we find a shell. So we leave the cave and head over to the next area, where we find a board with no difficulty. And when we head back, the woman got herself stuck again. Seriously, we were gone not even 30 seconds. I know you love your son, but don't you think you could have done something better to help him? We used the board to free Gabby, and his mother gives us a purple sea urchin, which is nothing special since they're everywhere, but we still rescued a child. Whoop-de-frickin-do. We continue on and make it to the beach, where a crab with the worst singing voice I've ever heard is locked in a cage. I'm serious, just listen to him.
Fiddler Crab, what's wrong?
Oh me, oh my, oh me, oh my. How did I get in this cage? I must get out of this cage. Please help me get out, and I'll give you my fishing pole.
Oh, my ears! Alright, we better go find that key before he weaves my eardrums into oblivion. And lucky for us, it's only a few screens over, along with a creepy rayfish who has a weird fascination with clocks. The old whale bones are also nearby, where we find a bone that'll come in handy later. Next, we use the key to free the crab who sings more and almost kills me and then gives me his fishing pole. Now that that area of the game is over, let's head over to the castle where we run into a hermit crab who can't sleep because of his glowing shell, and we trade him the shell we found in the cave Gabby was in it for it. With that over, let's enter the castle itself, home of King Crab, who, for some reason, I find really creepy, and I don't know why. There's just something unsettling about him that I just can't put my finger on.
There is much beauty in my kingdom, and you are amongst the most beautiful, Freddi.
Hey, what about me?
Yes, Luther, you are quite handsome too.
Thanks.
And with that, we're done with the right side of the map for now, so let's go explore the left. But what's this?
The bottle ain't here, boss. Maybe somebody else found it first.
Maybe somebody else found it first. Of course someone else found it first, you spongehead. Come on, we gotta find that bottle, or we're shark bait.
But boss, we are sharks.
You know, I'm glad this guy was stupid enough to put all his notes in bottles, because if he didn't, we'd be beyond screwed and everyone would die. And as a side note, as a kid, I always got chills down my spine when the sharks went the same direction as you. Thankfully, they can never run into you, but I was still pretty paranoid by it. Getting back on track, on the left side of the map we go to the first area of a junkyard where we find this guy who teaches you math. Now, I honestly don't know any kid in their right mind who would want to play this game. It's math! You're playing an adventure game, why would you want to transition from something fun to something you do every day in elementary school? I don't get it, so I'll just skip him and get to the junkyard, which is guarded by an angry dogfish. The bone really comes in handy. And now we can explore the junkyard freely, where we find a clock. After that, we make our way across the canyon into the free caves and meet this gem of a person.
No one gets past Eddie the eel.
But we're looking for Grandma Grouper's kelp treasure. If we don't find it soon, all the fish are gonna die.
Oh, I've heard that one before. Look, kids, why don't you just get out of here before I have to eat you?
Boy, this guy's narcissistic. I don't care if the whole world population is gonna starve to death. No one enters my cave. Fortunately for us, we can use the peanut butter and jellyfish sandwich Grandma Grouper gave to us at the beginning of the game to bribe him. And now we can enter the caves and use the glowing shell to see, but we don't really find much. So let's go to the place we're supposed to go from the beginning, the volcano. When we get there, though, we find out that the path is blocked by a gate with a bucket and pulley. Who the heck put something like this here? To get through, we need to use the purple sea urchins we find lying across the world, and after tossing 5 in the bucket, the gate opens. On the other side, we find the next bottle, which holds another clue. Then we get another cutscene with the sharks, and find out they work for the Squid Father, who's supposed to be a parody of the Godfather, I guess. Anyway, just on the other side of the screen, there's another bottle. But Luther has to be an idiot and drops the bottle down the canyon. Lucky for us though, the fishing pole comes in handy and it retrieves the bottle. I think now is a good time to mention that the locations of bottles, dialogue, and quests all vary, so each playthrough won't be identical. This does lead to some dead-end items, or you work really hard getting an item only to find out you can't use it during this playthrough. But overall, I love it, and it adds so much more replay value. Now let's head back to the free caves, where we find the final bottle.
It says the treasure is hidden in the sunken ship. Let's go get the kelp seeds at the old ship. I know just where it is.
And now you get to see the Squid Father, aka the Undersea Mafia boss.
I put all my clues in bottles so I could find my way back to the treasure. I thought I put the first bottle at the Nexus.
But the Squid Father.
Or was the first bottle at the old whale bones?
Come on, Spongehead. Think! The Squid Father trusted us to hide the stolen kelp treasure for him. But Squid Father. Oh no! He's spewing ink!
I remember where the treasure is!
Come on, Spongehead.
The hunt is on as we make our way to the sunken ship. We find a crutch and exchange it for a violin and exchange that for a crank handle.
Arg! There's just one word that says it all. Arg!
Ah, my ears! Okay, I take back what I said about that crap. This guy's 1,000 times worse, please. This song goes on for way too long. Why? Why? What's become of my life? Oh, my ears, why? Who thought this was a good idea? Pretty Looper like it. Just listen to them. Why? 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 What has my life become? Could this song please just end already? Why is it still going? What is happening? Come on, please, just end. Now let's use the crank handle to open the window on the ship and get to the Kelp Treasure. Unfortunately, so do the sharks, and sheesh, Freddi, you're gonna get eaten.
Grandma Grouper's kelp seeds are for everyone to share.
But we gotta take the treasure to the Squid Father so we can grow some kelp.
If we share the seeds, we can all grow kelp.
Share the kelp seeds? Gee, boss.
The kelp seeds are for everyone.
Wait, I got an idea. We can share the kelp seeds.
Great idea, boss.
Yes. Yay!
Let's go tell the Squid Father we're all going to share.
Ah, man, I love this. These guys are so getting eliminated by the Squid Father. I really wish every game had a story that ended like this. That'd be sweet. Also, I don't think kelp grows that fast. Just a hunch. Freddi and Luther return the treasure to Grandma Grouper, and that's the end of the game. My conclusion? This game is great. Yeah, it's nowhere near my favorite games of all time, but I really enjoyed it. The animation, characters, dialogue, and fetch and quest gameplay mechanics all mixed together so well. I couldn't really find much to complain about other than sometimes the music stops and sometimes the music is louder than the voices. But other than that, the game is fantastic. I'd highly recommend this game to anyone wanting to play games with younger kids, as it was one of the first games I ever played and gave me hours of enjoyment as a kid. And that's why I give this game a B. Not one of the greatest games of all time, but still pretty good. However, the adventures of Freddi Fish don't end here, because there are plenty more games in the franchise, and if you want me to review them, be sure to tell me in the comment section below. But anyway, this has been Josh from Alpha Leaf Gaming.